Hello coloring friends, welcome to Find in Color video about our weekly challenge where everyone coloring for certain prompts, and we have usually 1 week for coloring that prompt. If you are new on this channel or you are joining after a long absence, please check guidelines in the description and under this video. So last week we've got prompt suitcase, and it turned out in my collection I could find just a few illustrations, though it turned out that I missed at least 2. Later I saw other people color that, and someone wrote me in comments, and one is from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly book. I looked through this book and I didn't notice that suitcase, but okay, on that illustration there are a lot of stuff, a lot of other things, I could miss it. But another picture, it was from Korean book Cats, and again I looked through this book and I missed, and on that picture the suitcase was very noticeable. I don't know how I didn't notice it. So sometimes it happens like that. You look but you don't see. Anyway, I'm glad that other people noticed those suitcases and colored those illustrations. Also, I thought that this time we would definitely have less than 100 submitted works, because maybe prompt is not that much exciting, plus not that easy to find, but no, this time again we have more than 100 illustrations, and to be precise 107 submitted works. So wow, I was really surprised that for such prompt we've got that many illustrations. There are a lot of illustrations by Lulu Mayo, but it's same illustration from Kawaii Creatures book. Then Rita Berman, several different pictures from her books. Emily Oberg, unexpectedly, again several pictures from this artist. Teresa Goodrich, Hannah Lynn, there is Ganuka Iguza as well. There are a lot of pictures about Harry Potter, not from one book but from different, but about Harry Potter theme. Romantic country we have. I liked one picture of cats among a lot of suitcases, very cute. And there is also one illustration where a suitcase was drawn by the colorist. It's a picture by Maria Trolle. It's the only picture by Maria Trolle, so don't miss. And suitcase was drawn on that illustration. That was a little bit of statistics. Now what I have colored. Those illustrations that I had in coloring books, I didn't feel like coloring anything of that, and instead I decided to color my PDF printed page, because I wanted to color a proper suitcase. And besides, it's been some time that I colored something from my printed pages. So I chose this illustration by Camilou, this pretty girl with a suitcase and a lot of greenery. And I think it looked rather pretty. Again, looks very summery. Still we continue coloring summer somehow. And all this greenery, juicy colors, I like it. I like the result, and the girl looks rather pretty. Not a lot of different colors here, different shades of green, and like ochre, brown, golden, like this. I used markers as base layer, and then worked with pencils, and mostly I used Posca pencils on this illustration. I often forget that I have these pencils, but they're really good, and on this paper, perfect. I needed at one part to shade here this dress, and there was no enough dark green in Posca set, so I took Prismacolor, and Prismas worked very bad on this paper. It happens very seldom, but sometimes, yeah, it's like this. And no more Prismas here. Only on this shading. With difficulty I had to use blender after that. So it's like this. You never know what pencils would work good on what paper. But Posca just perfect. So I'm quite happy with this illustration. Easy but pretty, and I really enjoyed coloring it. And so, okay, now I think you are all looking forward to see all the submitted illustrations. You are eager to see what everyone were able to find and color for this prompt. So let's watch it. Let's go. So that was our gallery of work for the prompt suitcase. Thank you everyone who joined. It was a nice gallery of work. You all surprised me with the amount of illustrations, so thank you once again. And now, of course, let me take my colorful box and let's find out what prompt we'll get now. I hope it's going to be one of new prompts, not from our previous season. So let's find out. So friends, we have got one of our new prompts, and it is medallion or locket. I think it's a nice prompt, rather easy to find. The first thing that comes onto my mind is illustrations by Hannah Carlson. Of course, she has a lot of this stuff. Girls with this type of jewelry or medallions or lockets on their own, on some illustrations. What else? I think on many illustrations with girls you can find some type of medallions, but rather than that nothing comes onto my mind at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to look through more books than just Hannah Carlson, and I hope I will find something else, some illustrations by other artists, and I'm off to look through my books and see you in a second. So friends, I'm back, and this time I didn't have to spend that much time as it was with suitcase prompt. I found quite a lot of books with interesting illustrations for this new prompt, medallion or locket, and I tried to choose more interesting illustrations with more noticeable medallion, and not just small somewhere on someone. Of course, I started my search with Hannah Carlson. I checked Jewelry Box book, and of course straight away I saw this illustration with medallions on their own with interesting portraits, and then another as example like this girl, and again we have some kind of medallion necklace. and you can find quite a lot of illustrations like this in Hannah Carlson's books. Then I checked this book. It's Art Therapy from Hatchet Jewelry. There are several illustrations with medallions, lockets you can find here, but I really like this one because practically everything here is medallions of different types, but they all are medallions, so perfect for this prompt. Maybe a little bit boring to color, but as atmosphere, as prompt, yes, perfect. Queens of Poland by Christina Novak. I like this queen, Elizabeth of Bosnia, and rather pretty medallion here and rather noticeable. So haven't colored in this book for quite some time. Don't know why. I like paper here, I like illustrations, but yeah, sometimes it's like this. Then for Coloring Heaven issues, costumes by Fabiana Trere. Several pictures you can find here, but I like this one. Though medallion not that big here, not that much noticeable, but I liked the picture, and it's a guy, not a girl, so with medallions you can find guys as well, and I like his costume and the atmosphere of this picture, really nice. Another book, Waltz of Princesses, again Fabiana Trere. I like this girl, Maori. Unusual, I would say, illustration with all these decorations around on the background, and the girl herself, and quite interesting medallion we have here. World of Dragons special, it's a rather old issue, illustrations by Anne Stokes, and I like this picture, although again the medallion is not that big on this illustration, but I think it's like a part of this character of this angel, like some type of talisman, so I like this picture as well. And Creatures of the Night, illustrations by Sarah Richter. Some people have this illustration as a book from the artist. I have a Coloring Heaven issue. Actually several illustrations in this book. I like this one. Again, this medallion, it's like part of the stories, love stories. We can see it's called Always, and if you have closer look, there is a portrait of a young man on this medallion, so very atmospheric, very romantic illustration, but I'm not sure I'm able to color it in 1 week's time, and actually I'm scared to ruin this illustration because I like it even this way in black and white, and I'm scared that if I color and it doesn't turn well and I will ruin such beauty. Yeah, but there's another more simple illustration like this one. Again, this medallion like part of this character, of this atmosphere, some mystic. Very nice too. A Game of Thrones. There is this illustration with this brazen beast. Again, like these talismanic medallions, part of their story of their characters, and some people want to finish this book and they continue coloring in this book, so it's a good opportunity to color this illustration for this prompt. And the last one is this book, Gardens of the Enchanted Forest by Forest Diver. Recently I colored one picture here for our Forest Kingdom color along, and I found another picture that I can color for this prompt. As you can see, we have a medallion here, and very interesting character. Again, it's not a girl, not exactly a man, but some mythical creature. Very interesting. So I'm quite happy with my choice of illustrations. They are all different, and queens, women, some romance, some creatures, a man. Yeah, it would be hard to decide which one to color after all. I hope you will have something interesting in your collection for this prompt, and of course I'll be waiting you submitted illustrations. And that was all for today. See you next time. Bye.